Welcome to Terre Haute for the All-Star Game. Here we go. We are underway in the Cskn NBA All-Star Game. Leading the West here on the court for the Western Conference. Ben Wiederholt for two. He's out there with Kenneth Lampley. Then it's Justin Curry, Trey Shelsky, and Jordan Lomax. Derek Cross Jr. is out there for the East with Zach Ellett, Kerryon Barry, Nick Green, and Tyler Wren. Here's Kenneth Lampley. He gives it to his teammate on Terre Haute Arrows. Ben Wiederholt back to Lomax. Lomax with it. He looks. Pass to Shelsky. Shelsky to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley for two. Wren to Barry. Here's Kerryon Barry with it. Barry gives it to Cross. Derek Cross Jr. with it. Pass to Ellett. Here's Cap Ellett. He will miss the two. Rebound Justin Curry. Now here's Jordan Lomax with it. Lomax has it. Pass to Lampley. Here's Kenneth Lampley. Back to Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt misses the three. Tyler Wren rebound. Here's Wren. Now it's Cross Jr. Derek Cross Jr. with it. He goes up. Misses a three. Wiederholt rebound. The West looks good tonight. Here's Curry. Back to Lomax. Lomax with it. Back to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley for three. Hot start for the West. Here's Ellett. Zach Ellett there. Covered by Curry. Here's Cap. Last year, Cap was on the Western Conference. Here's Cross. He goes up. Misses a three. Rebound, though, by the East. Here's Barry. Barry goes in. Goes in. He will drive it in for two. And the East is on the board. Lomax now has the ball. Tonight's All-Star Game is presented by the Quaker Night Arrow Show. Shelsky there to Wiederholt. Lampley, now it's Curry. Curry to Shelsky. Shelsky to Lampley, now it's Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt for three. The Western Conference going off. Here's Zach Ellett. He looks. Ellett there. Goes strong. How about Julian Vogt potentially coming on the court? Zach Ellett misses a three. Rebound by Jordan Lomax of the West. Lomax gives it to Curry. Curry is from Fostoria. He gives it back to Wiederholt from Terre Haute. Wiederholt covered by Cross. Wiederholt to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley again. Mark it for three. I will tell you what, the Terre Haute guys are doing good tonight. Timeout Eastern Conference. The West leads it. It's 13-2. Back live from the Wabash Valley Forum in Terre Haute, Indiana, the home of the Arrows. Cunningham and others are into the game for the West, and for the East, Vogt and Stevenson are in. Green, Ellett, and Stevenson into the game, or in the game for the East. Actually, no, Green's not out there. Here's Tyler Wren with the 2-pointer and the assist from Zach Ellett. Here's Jordan Lomax. He looks. Lomax has it. Goes in. Oh, what a dunk by Jordan Lomax. Oh my goodness. He participated in the dunk contest last night, and that is showing up now with that slam on Zach Ellett. Thunder teammates give the ball to each other. Stevenson to Ellett. Ellett to Stevenson, and he drives it in for 2. Jonathan Stevenson will score. Here's Ben Wiederholt. He has the ball. Wiederholt looks. Goes in. Back to Cunningham. Trey Cunningham misses a 3. Tyler Wren rebound. Now here's Cap Ellett. Pass to Derek Cross Jr. Back to Ellett. Zach Ellett has it. Goes in. Pass to Wren. Tyler Wren. Covered by Wiederholt. Wren goes in. Misses. Shelsky with the rebound. Shelsky gives it to Wiederholt. Here is Ben Wiederholt. Wiederholt looks. Takes it himself. He will miss. Wren with the rebound. Back to Cross. Now here's Ellett. Zach Ellett with it. Ellett goes in. He will drop the basket. He will score. Paul Ridgway looks like he's coming out on the court, and he is on the Evansville Huskies. Here is Wiederholt. He slams it in. What a dunk by Ben Wiederholt. Here's Cross Jr. Cross with the ball. Looks like that Thunder's coming back into the game here. Cross with the ball. He goes up for 3. He will miss the 3. Cunningham rebound. Here's Shelsky from deep. Can't make it. It's 17-8 after the first quarter. The Western Conference dismantling the East here in tonight's game. Great game here tonight. We welcome you back here to Terre Haute. Here is Stevenson. Gives it to his former Terre Haute teammate Julian Vogt. Now it's Aldridge. Back to Vogt. Vogt there. He has it. Julian Vogt misses a 3. Rebound Stevenson. Matt Welker misses a 3. But Curry gets the rebound back. Now here's Ridgway. Back to Cunningham. Now it's Curry again. Back to Nielsen. Jace Nielsen with it. Jace Nielsen drops it in for 2. He's from Fostoria. How about the Railroaders? They are in good action here tonight. Here's Thunder. Green back to Vogt. Julian Vogt misses a 3. Curry with the rebound. Curry back to Cunningham. Back to Nielsen. How about Michael Addison from the Solar Flares? Michael Addison misses a 3. Now here's Vogt. He gives it back to Aldridge. Keaton Aldridge to Green. Nick Green for 3. Thunder will make the 3-pointer, and the Eastern Conference is down by 8. Look at Lampley. He's coming into the game once again for the West. Cunningham, he will go up, and he will score. Stevenson gives it to Welker. Here's Welker. Timeout. Eastern Conference. 10-point lead for the West. And we welcome you back here to Terre Haute. Tonight is the last game of the All-Star Weekend. We've had a great All-Star Weekend indeed. Kerryon Berry is back in. How about Pat Green on the staff for the Eastern Conference? Here is Welker, gives it to Stevenson. Stevenson gives it to Vogt. Julian Vogt for three. Big time three-pointer for the East. Now here's Cunningham. He has the ball. Cunningham looks, drives it in, back to Curry. Justin Curry for three. And the West is back up by 10. Tyler Wren looks like he's coming back into the game. Julian Vogt with it, back to Green. Here's Thunder. Back to Vogt. Vogt to Berry. Now it's Welker. Welker misses a three. Lampley rebound. Lampley to Curry. Addison, Justin Curry now for two. The Western Conference just has all the talent, pretty much. Vogt with the ball. Vogt has it. Julian Vogt misses a three. Stevenson rebound. Back out to Welker. Welker looks. Takes it himself. Goes in. Back to Berry. Kerryon Berry misses the three. Paul Ridgway rebound. Now here's Michael Addison with it. Back to Cunningham. Curry. Now it's Lampley. Kenneth Lampley has the ball. Takes it himself. Kenneth Lampley misses the two. Rebound by Green. Green with the rebound. Back to Welker. Matt Welker with it. Welker looks. Back to Green. Thunder for two. Timeout. Western Conference. Back live from the Wabash Valley Forum. Live from Terre Haute. It's the All-Star game. The East versus the West. The West has a 10-point lead. It's been a great game, to say the least. Now, here's Wiederholt. He has it, gives it back to Cunningham. Back to Wiederholt. Now, here's Shelsky. Shelsky gives it to Ridgway. Paul Ridgway misses the two. Vogt back to Cross. Now here's Berry. Vogt with it again. Julian Vogt back to Ellett. Zach Ellett is back out there. Here's Vogt again. Vogt covered by Wiederholt. Vogt out to Berry. Here's Berry. He looks. Gives it to Ellett. Zach Ellett misses a three. Ridgway with the rebound. Big time rebound by Paul Ridgway. Now here's Lampley. He gives it to Wiederholt. And Ben Wiederholt will not make the three. It's Berry that will get it back. Berry gives it to Ellett. Zach Ellett there. Gives it to Vogt. Here's Julian Vogt. Vogt has it. Back to Mullins. Back to Ellett. Zach Ellett there. Zach Ellett misses a three. Wiederholt with the rebound. Here's Cunningham. Back to Ridgway. Ridgway misses the two. Barry with the rebound. Back to Wren. Now here's Vogt. Vogt back to Barry. Barry looks. Keeps it in himself. Back to Mullins. Mullins there. Covered by Wiederholt, and Mullins will miss. There's a rumor that we might see Carmel debut new uniforms after the All-Star break. Trey Shelsky for 2. And the West will score. Breaks the scoreless streak of both teams. Here's Vogt. He looks. Takes it in. Takes it in himself. Almost loses it. Here's Cap now. Ellett with it. Ellett to Wren. Tyler Wren for 2. Ellett. That Ellett-Wren connection is back. Now here's Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt for 2. 30-18. Zach Ellett did end up saying, though, he does want to go back to Terre Haute to play for the Arrows at some point. Here's Julian Vogt. He looks. He has the ball. Goes in. Back to Barry. Barry has it. Barry to Ellett. Now it's Wren. Tyler Wren misses a 3. And it's going to be 30-18 after the first half. It's been a great half, indeed. It's time for the Nova Rain halftime show. It's been a great first half, indeed. Nick Green getting in on the action for the Eastern Conference. How about that dunk by Lomax? But still a lot of great playing left to go in the All-Star game. The West still leads the East. It's been a great game, to say the least. Let's send you back out to the Wabash Valley Forum. Take a look at the top performers tonight. It's Wiederholt and Green. The West leads the East. That was your Nova Rain halftime show. Welcome back to the Wabash Valley Forum. The Eastern Conference down big. It's time to take a look at the first half highlights of Ben Wiederholt of the Arrows. Ben Wiederholt's first half was great. He was the top performer in the first half for the East. For the West. And how about for the East? It was Nick Green. Here's Green. He's going to give it to Ellett. Cat Ellett now has the ball. Covered by Curry. Here's Ellett. Goes in himself. Takes it in. He slams it in. Zach Ellett with the dunk. Lomax gives it to Wiederholt. Here's Ben Wiederholt. Wiederholt back to Lomax. Jordan Lomax for 2. 32-20. Here's Zach Ellett. Now he has the ball. The playoff race is heating up as well. The Ohio teams of Fostoria and Galloway look really, really good. Derek Crush Jr. for 3. He makes those threes on the Orange Cats. No question that he can make those in the All-Star game. Wiederholt gives it to Lomax. Lomax there. He has it. Covered by Thunder. Jordan Lomax has it. Jordan Lomax misses. Barry with the rebound. Barry gives it to Wren. Here's Tyler Wren. Back to Barry. Barry looks. Back to Ellett. Here's Zach Ellett. Ellett there. Zach Ellett. Shot blocked. Shot is tipped and blocked by Jordan Lomax. Lane play. Will miss. Barry rebound. Here's Ellett. And now he drives it in and slams it in. He gets it back. No one to block it. And Ellett just slams it in. And the ball bounces off of Curry's head. Curry gives it to Wiederholt. Here's Ben Wiederholt. Wiederholt there. Back to Curry. Curry to Lampley. Back to Shelsky. Here's Shelsky. Shelsky there. Back to Lampley. To Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt will miss the three. Wren with the rebound. Wren there. Has it back to Barry. Curion Barry misses a three. Lomax, big time rebound. What a reach by Lomax to get that rebound. Now here's Wiederholt. He has it covered by Cap. Now it's Curry. Curry to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley for three again. Another three-pointer by Kenneth Lampley. 10-point lead again. Here is Zach Ellett. Ellett has it. Covered by Curry. He breaks his ankles, and he will still miss the two. Ellett breaks Curry's ankles and still misses the two-pointer. If you break someone's ankles, you have to score there. Here's Lomax. Back to Shelsky. Trey Shelsky will miss the three. Green with the big rebound. Here's Thunder. Gives it back to Barry. Curion Barry drops it in with the three-pointer. Here is Lampley. He has the ball. 2:20 left to go. Back to Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt with the slam. No one was there to cover him. Here's Cross. Derek Cross Jr. has it in his first All-Star game. Cross with it. Back to Barry. Barry looks. Curion Barry for two. The West, the East is making it close with the Western Conference. It's only a 7-point lead. Timeout West. 37-30. It's been a great performance by the Eastern Conference in the third quarter. Back live here from Terre Haute, the Wabash Valley Forum. Here we go once again. We are about to see some great playing in this the rest of the second half. Lomax has it. He gives it to Cunningham. Trey Cunningham has it for the Railroaders. Back to Shelsky for the Blue Rockets. Back to Cunningham now. Cunningham has it. Cunningham back to Curry. Justin Curry for two. Great two-pointer by Curry. Ellett gives it to Cross. Derek Cross Jr. has it back to Cap Ellett. Ellett looks to drive it in himself. He does. Stolen away by Lomax. Lomax to Curry, now to Cunningham. He drains a three-pointer. Trey Cunningham for three in the Western Conference, back up by 12. Vogt with the ball. It seems like that whenever the West scores, they can score quick. Derek Cross Jr. for two. The lead is back down to 10. Here's Jordan Lomax. He has it. The West still has all the momentum. Pass back to Curry. Curry with the ball. Curry has it. Goes in, takes it, and scores. Justin Curry for two. Here's Zach Ellett. Ellett there. Has it covered by Lomax. Cap Ellett takes it in. He will score. Ellett for two. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham has the ball. Covered by Julian Vogt. Here's Cunningham. He looks. Cunningham to Wiederholt. Ben Wiederholt misses a three. And that will do it for the third quarter. Third quarter is complete. And the West is still up by 10. Good game is going to be finishing here in the next quarter. Fourth quarter is on the way here from the Wabash Valley Forum. Here we go. Hey, coach, talking good. Lomax to Curry to Cunningham. That was the assist of the game so far. Michael Addison gives it to Trey Cunningham, and the fourth quarter is underway. Here's Lampley back to Cunningham. Trey Cunningham misses the three. Wren rebound now to Welker. Matt Welker for two. The East trying to come back and win it. Here's Cunningham. He has it covered by, I think that's Welker. No, it's Vogt. Paul Ridgway misses a three. Vogt with the rebound. Vogt to Barry. Here's Barry, covered by everyone. Carry on Barry with the slam. And here comes the Western Conference. The target score is 68. The first team to make it to 68 points wins the game. So this is going to be interesting. Cunningham for two. Time is off the table. They just need to make it up to 68 points. Here's Welker. He has it. Welker looks back to Wren. Tyler Wren misses a three. Lampley with the rebound. Can the West make it to the 68-point mark before the East? Right now they can. Michael Addison will miss a three, though. Barry with the rebound. Now here's Vogt. Julian Vogt for three. Big three-pointer by Julian Vogt in the Eastern Conference. Cunningham to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley to Ridgway. Ridgway fake three. Now here's Cunningham. He has it. Takes it himself, going up for two. He will miss, and Welker gets it back. Here's Wren. He has it back to Vogt. Julian Vogt with it. A three-pointer would drain the lead once again. Here's Stevenson. Back out to Welker. Stevenson almost stepped out of bounds there. Mac Welker goes up for two. He drains it. It's a three-point lead, and the Eastern Conference is back. Here's Cunningham. Back to Addison. Michael Addison misses the three. Barry with the rebound. Barry to Wren. Now it's Vogt. Vogt there. Pass stolen away by Michael Addison. Here's Lampley. Takes it in. Misses the two. Vogt gets the rebound. Now here's Wren. He has it himself. Wren to Stevenson. Stevenson to Vogt. Vogt there. Back out to Welker. Mac Welker for three. Game tied at 46. And the Western Conference is making it a game in the fourth quarter. Addison to Cunningham. Trey Cunningham for two. And this is exactly what the fans wanted to see out of these two teams. Vogt has it. Going, and he loses the ball. Cunningham with the steal. Addison with it again. Michael Addison goes up for two. In the West is back up by four. Vogt has the ball. Vogt there, back to Wren. Here's Tyler Wren. Back to Julian Vogt. Here's Wren again. Back to Barry. Carry on Barry. Misses the three. It's Ridgway with the rebound. Ridgway to Shelsky. Shelsky there. Trey Shelsky for two. And the Western Conference starting to pull back away after they were just tied with the East. The East needs to make some big shots here. Here's Mac Welker missing the three again. It's Ridgway with the rebound. Ridgway with it. Paul Ridgway. He's clutch. He will make the three-pointer, and they are up by 9. Now here's Stevenson with the slam. Dunks it in on Trey Shelsky. Here's Cunningham. He has it. Back to Ridgway. Paul Ridgway there. Ridgway covered by Wren. Now here's Addison. Addison to Ridgway. Paul Ridgway misses the three. Vogt rebound. Back to Barry. Kerryon Berry to Rin. He slams it in, and it's a 5-point lead again for the West. The East is making it close tonight. Here's Addison. Addison there. Michael Addison misses the two. Rebound by Tyler Rin. Rin with it. Keeps it himself. Covered by Ridgway and Cunningham. Rin to Berry. Here's Berry. Kerryon Berry misses the two. Addison with the rebound. They still have a bunch of time left. Kenneth Lampley. It cannot be stopped. I don't think he's... I do not think Kenneth Lampley has missed a three-pointer in tonight's game. He's been on fire from three. Vote back to Rin. Now it's Berry. Kerryon Berry for three. The Eastern Conference responds with their own three. Here's Cunningham. He has the ball. Covered by Vote. Trey Cunningham there. And it's Shelsky. That tips it back in for two. 8 more points for the Western Conference until they win it. Here is Vote back to Rin. Now it's Vote again. Vote has it. Julian Vote for three. Big time three-pointer by the Eastern Conference. They're down by 4. Cunningham has it. Back to Lampley. Kenneth Lampley with it. Here's Shelsky. Shelsky with it. Trey Shelsky misses the two. Big rebound by the East. Here's Berry. Takes it in himself. He will score. It's now a 2-point lead. Here's Cunningham. If they want to shoot a three, they need to give it to Lampley. Lampley has been unstoppable from three-point range tonight. Here's Addison. Addison to Cunningham. Cunningham has it. Keeps it himself. Trey Cunningham will miss the three. Berry with the rebound. They have a chance for the lead. Berry has it. Goes in. Misses the two. Tries to tie it, but can't. Ridgway to Shelsky. Shelsky back out to Ridgway. Ridgway to Cunningham. Cunningham to Addison. Michael Addison for three. A clutch three-pointer by Michael Addison is exactly what the West needed. Here's Julian Vote. He has the ball. Vote gives it to Stevenson. Here's Stevenson. Drives it in back to Vote. Out to Berry. Kerryon Berry for three. 2-point lead again. This is exactly what the fans wanted to see. Here is Lampley. He has the ball. Kenneth Lampley, unstoppable from three-point range. Exactly what I said. If you want a three, just give it to Kenneth Lampley. Julian Vote misses the three. Points here would win the game. Shelsky to Cunningham. Trey Cunningham has it to Addison, who's going to get the game winner. To win the game, Shelsky to Cunningham, and that will do it. The Western Conference survives and will win the All-Star Game 2 years in a row. What a game. It came down to the finish. The East had the momentum, but the West just stole it back. That will do it for tonight's game. Kenneth Lampley, I don't think missed a three tonight. Great game by Lampley. It's time to meet the All-Star Game winner. The All-Star Game team.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the MVP. Here to present the trophy.
And Kenneth Lampley is the All-Star MVP. And that's not even a question. He could not miss a three-pointer tonight. Everybody's celebrating him, and that will do it. Man, oh man, what a game by Kenneth Lampley. The three-pointers were flying for him. I think he was unstoppable from threes. I don't think he missed one. I am saying that right now. I am going to look at the stats at the end of the game after this and see. Kenneth Lampley, fantastic from three-point range. Barry had 22. No, Barry and Lampley had 17. Yeah, 100% from three-point range was Kenneth Lampley. He could not be stopped.